Welcome back to Pimpy's Investment Chat, the channel where we talk about different types of investments and have fun doing it. Again, I want to take the time to thank everybody for 19,000 subscribers. This video is an update to the Iraqi Dinar news that I posted earlier today. A couple of things have happened. So there's been a lot of questions. People are concerned about the fact that the article that I read over earlier today talked about the Treasury being depleted of its funds. They were nice enough to leave 300 million. It didn't say whether it was US dollars, which I doubt it is. It's the Iraqi dinars. So, a couple months ago, I read articles about when Mahdi was out of power and Al-Qadimi came in. There was a lot of ruckus going on about, there was a lot of investigations that were wanting to be done, but the parliament was really, really strict and pretty aggressive about the fact that they didn't want Al-Qadimi investigating Mahdi. And at first I was like, well, that's kind of weird. That's kind of like, well, I don't know, people here in America not wanting Trump to investigate Obama. Is it crazy how they parallel one another? Anyways, we could not figure out why. And lo and behold, what happens is we find out today that the Iraqi, all right, let me get that out. The Iraq Treasury is depleted of its funds. Where the hell is the money? There's only 300 million dinars left over. So it begs to wonder, geez, one, where'd the money go? Two, why was the Iranian-backed politicians in parliament making such a big deal that Al-Qadimi does not investigate Mahdi? Yeah, you know what I would tell them guys? Go F themselves. Because not only now am I going to go after that, you know what, but I'm going to go after all of them. Right now would be a perfect time for the president and Al-Qadimi, the prime minister, to say, let's drain this Iraqi swamp and let's go ahead and dissolve the parliament and investigate everybody. Because we need to know where the money for the Iraqi people went. This is not good. But anyways, people were concerned about it, like, what does this mean about our investment? Well, right now it doesn't mean anything, okay? It just means that Iraq, once again, needs to prove that they're serious about making change. And one of those biggest moves they can make is to go ahead and investigate. If I was Iraq, I would ask for outside help if they think they're going to run into trouble. Don't be afraid to have outside people come in and assist you. I mean, last year during the summertime, Interpol came in and arrested 600 people. Let me repeat that. We're talking about Interpol. They came into Iraq and they rounded up over 600 people. All of them busted for corruptions and crimes. It might be a time for Al-Qadimi to whip out that bat phone, push those magical numbers and say, Interpol, we got a problem. And I need you to come here and help me with this. You know what I mean? What he should do is separate himself from the issue, allow outside people to come in. So he'd be killing two birds with one stone. It won't look political because he's removing himself from the situation, but it will show that he's actually going to do something about the corruption. And inviting Interpol to come in and find out what the hell happened to the money that was in the Treasury would go a long way in proving to the UN that you're capable of handling your own Shia. You get where I'm going with this stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, corruption is one of the biggest issues that the UN has with Iraq. That was before Al-Qadimi got in there. We'll see. If he sits on this and nothing happens right away, or they don't start, shaking the bushes and the trees, then I'm going to start questioning a little bit Al-Qadimi's position. Don't get me wrong. Maybe it's happening. We don't know about it. But he needs to drain the Iraqi swamp. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right, so let's get into a couple of things that are happening. But first and foremost, you guys know, I got to let everybody know that we got Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as my YouTube channel. It is a Facebook group. It is free to come join us because we do talk about the Iraqi Dinar, the Vietnam Dong, as well as gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. And I will say this about the people in my group, they kick ass. All right, they do. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple of bad apples, and every now and then I got to wean them out of there. Just hang with me. We'll get them out of there. You guys keep reporting them. I'll keep booting them. But I love the pictures that people are posting of their silver buys. It's exciting. I know you guys love it. But here's the funny thing. When women get to buying silver, they really get into it because they like that shiny metal. They really do. They like the different shiny metals. So it's cool to watch them get so excited about it. And it's actually exciting for me to see that you guys are taking these major steps towards picking up silver. Now, earlier today, I did post in a group that Amp Mix is having a huge sale. And as a matter of fact, they've been having a sale now for the last week. If you ever wanted to buy silver, now is the right time. There's a huge sale on what we call junk silver, 90%, constitutional silver. They're always a great buy as well. So I did post a link in there, and I hope people took advantage of it. If you did, leave a comment. Let me know that you did jump on some of that. All right. Also, we have the Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. This is a Facebook group that deals with a lot of today's current events as well as things that most people might consider to be conspiracy. I'm talking about, 9/11, false flag event attacks, stuff like that. Anyways, the links for both of these groups will be in the description, and they are free. And I mean free, like FREE.99. Free 99 to come and join, all right? So real quickly, there's only one new article in here, and then I'm going to go into another one that I think is pretty big. In the documents, Al-Qadimi office requires the ministries with important information to do this within 72 hours. I like how they translate this crap. The Director Prime Minister's office on Thursday directed all ministries to provide important information within the next 72 hours. Oh, I don't know, like information like who the hell stole the freaking money out of the Iraqi treasury. That would be a pretty big thing. According to the documents issued, got a copy of it and included to take what is necessary and provide us with the information shown latter and provide us with the fastest possible structure of the ministries with a table of all special grades, including general managers, and a table of special vacant and occupied degrees with mentioning the date of occupancy post, that the answer be sent with the accredited within 72 hours. I was thinking more like, why don't you put in a secret little envelope all the people who had their hands into the cookie jar and stole the frickin' money from the Iraqi people so that we can lynch them up, show the UN we're serious about corruption and how we deal with it, and then get their approval so they can turn around and recognize our sovereignty. Now, again, I keep telling people going like, what's the one thing we're waiting for in order for the rate change to happen? I'm still sticking to my guns. I don't care about what other people say. That's up to them. But here's my opinion. And my opinion is this. Iraq has to be able to prove that they can stand on their own. They have to believe that they deserve their sovereignty. And when that happens, they will have, once again, an internationally recognized currency. And you will see that currency trade on the Forex. That's what the heck we want. All right? So let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's see if that happens. But one major step in achieving that goal would be if Al-Qadimi can figure out where the hell the money went and then, hold all those people accountable. Marty really has a lot of explaining to do. Oh, Marty, you got some explaining to do. Yes, he does. Anyways, there's another article that I thought was pretty good that I thought you should be interested in. Energy and Water Development Corporation received a contract awarded by the Iraqi Project and Contracting Offices to supply the water and energy products to continuity projects in Iraq. Yeah, I said continuity. Anyway, so water is big. We also know that Saudi Arabia is hurting for water. We also know they've been trying to strike backdoor deals and trying to figure out how they can get water from Iraq. Now, I did have a person from Iraq hit me up in my comments saying, look, even we run low on water in certain times of the year. And I was like, okay, but I do find that you got to understand that these rivers run through the country. You can't stop. Well, you could technically. You can't accumulate every single drop. So what Saudi is saying is, look, let some of that water run in our direction via a pipeline. It wouldn't affect what's going on in Iraq. It's already runoff, unless Iraq can find a way to trap it all, which would probably be a major no-no, considering the countries above Iraq in which these countries have been having water wars with one another. Turkey, I believe, is one of them, has talked about doing that, and that is blocking the water and then charging the countries below major buku bucks to have access to that water. So it's going to be very interesting on how this all pans out. You guys see the video that I did on this. Anyways, Energy and Water Development Corp., a green tech engineering solutions company focused on delivering water and energy to extreme environments. Do you get that? Extreme as in it's the desert. Today announced a contract awarded to supply water and energy products for the ongoing construction projects of Iraq. Yes, come on, let's get the infrastructure going. That's another major boost. The initial supply ordered included 20 self-sufficient energy supply atmosphere water generation systems to various Iraqi projects. The award contract was issued on April 8th, 2020, a value of $1 billion. Payment for supplies is on process and coordinated by the Central Bank of Iraq. Delivery of the system could start in the second quarter of 2021. Well, where's the money coming from? Because it ain't the Treasury, that's for dang sure. The system is the smallest of its type, which produces 500 liters per day, or 5,000 liters. So 5,000 liters isn't very much, to be honest with you. That's very interesting. So the system is the smallest. So how many of these systems? 20 of them. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at about 100,000 liters per day with no infrastructure or power source required. The system is part of the Blue Aqua Mission System, a state-of-the-art German-engineered atmospheric water generator. Now, I've seen those. Some of those are, well, okay, now I know why the water level is so low. So basically what it does is it takes the moisture that's in the air, runs it through the machine, and then cleans it, and then comes out in a container. Actually, I got one of those, okay? You can actually, if you live in an area where there's a lot of fog, you would love this system. They actually exist out there. So what it does, it takes the moisture, traps it out of the air, runs it through the system, makes sure it purifies it, and gives you drinkable water. Now, you could produce a lot more depending on your location. Obviously, the more moisture in the air, the more water you produce. So I know, good, I'm familiar with the system. Okay, so 5,000 liters per day is actually really, really good. The system would deliver in Baghdad, Iraq, to be installed in each of the ongoing IPCO's project and supply water. Upon successful performance, EAWD expects additional sales to the customers. Yeah, I don't know how humid it is in Iraq. Of course, I've never been there. But I have been to the Philippines. I can tell you, nothing's worse than taking a shower in the Philippines only to come out and continue sweating like you were still in a shower. Man, I put baby powder on me, and it put dirt, and it created powder clogs in places I did not want them to be at. Yeah, the Philippines is definitely one of those places that would benefit from this particular system. Anyways, this article is not that long. As usual, I leave a link to all the articles, so you can come behind me and read it for yourself and get your own opinion. So good. These are the types of steps that we're looking for. Whatever it takes to generate more agua over there in Iraq. So things are looking good, you guys. But I'm telling you, this whole issue with the Treasury, I'm expecting to see some type of news continue throughout this next week. We better hope that we see some people dangling off some ends of ropes so that we can show the world that Iraq is serious about corruption. If I was Al-Kademi, I am not. But he should call me on my Pimpy phone. I got one just like the Batman does. And he'll say, Pimpy, what do you think? I'll say, call in Interpol, my brother. Call them in. It separates you from the situation. This way, it's non-political, but it also shows that you're serious about dealing with the corruption over in Iraq, which impresses the UN, who will go, it's time for us to give the sovereignty to the Iraqi people. All right, you guys, that's it for now. This is just an update to the news that was on earlier, and I'll catch you later.